Hello everyone and welcome back to the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. When we last left off, we had started searching around for clues about the SL-9 case and what the truth behind it was. Because if we can find out the truth about the SL-9 case, maybe we can find the truth about the case that we're on now, I guess you can say, really. I don't know what we're calling it, but we did start and have a look around the chief of police area where the SL-9, the end of the SL-9 case happened, and the last victim. But then Mr. Damon Gallant just kind of shoved us out. Why that is, I do not know, and where I'm supposed to go, I do not know. Apparently we're going to the High Prosecutor's office. Mr. Edgeworth isn't here. Maybe he's being questioned in an inquiry committee. He took a real beating in court today. Yeah, with Warner admitting to falsifying evidence 2 years ago. I guess we'll just have to come back later. I don't understand this, right? Everyone treats the SL-9 case like it was like it was ages ago. It just wasn't. Ah, there we go. Shit, seriously? Look, Vixen, you can't keep doing this. You know you can't keep doing this because, yeah, it's starting to annoy me now. You know that. Jump on up then. They're only screaming at me. Hey, pal! Seriously? Seriously? Hey, pal! Director Gumshoe, are you supposed to be in a meeting? I'm, just taking a breather. My feet hurt. No, you can't. No. Go into... No, because that's uncomfortable for me. Just go in the middle. It's as simple as that. My feet hurt. From sitting so long? Actually, from serving everyone coffee. You know you can't keep doing this, Vixen. You know you can't. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe's still out of the loop. No, you definitely can't go there. No, just... lie down. Say, have either of you seen Mr. Edgeworth? Edgeworth? No. Why do you ask? He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor's office. Someone's had a battle between you two in court. That sounds serious. You can't. No. I have to have somewhere that's comfortable for my hands. You should know this by now, Vixen. Is it because of what my sister said? That's basically what it all boils down to. I falsified evidence 2 years ago. Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world after his blood. Just lie down. Lie down. Yikes! Why would Edgeworth be blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. Honest Sky's the guilty party here, isn't she? Regardless, a prosecutor is responsible for the evidence they present in court. Not only that, but as you know, there've been a lot of rumors going around about Mr. Edgeworth. His amazing talents as a prosecutor kept him safe for those who don't like him. But not with this. Are there really so many people who hate him? In our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth not only has that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I know for making enemies. Hey, Dick, keep up the good work. Yes, sir. Let's go out for lunch again sometime. My treat. Yes, sir. You gotta take me back to that joint sometime, okay, Dick? Yes, sir. Seems you don't have any problems with enemies. Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out. Anyway, don't be worried about him. Under all this pressure, I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth just might crack. Yeah, I took a look at the father while the collier's brewing. He seems genuinely concerned for Edgeworth. Well, did you find out anything? The only evidence Stark left behind was during his final attack. His final attack? You mean when he killed Prosecutor Marshall, who was trying to protect some girl? Me! It seems Detective Gumshoe never realized Emma was the girl. That's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all. Well, what was it? Oh, let's see. I think it had something to do with the murder weapon. Oh, I forget. Look, it's all written somewhere in here, okay? His powers of recollection never fail to impress. Maybe we should show him the murder weapon. It might just jog his memory. Joe Dog was 42 at the time of the crime. He was just your run-of-the-mill businessman. A businessman? What made him take to serial killing? One day in his way home from work, he hit someone with his car. With his car? So it was an accident. Accident, yeah. But it transformed him into an animal. An animal? He killed a man that witnessed the accident. Then he killed the lady who saw the second crime. The kid walked by just then, so he killed him too. That's when he became the jockey came into the scene and Chris killed as well. Finally turned himself in. Seems like he was a pretty careless animal. Of course, this is all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence. So he turned himself in. Yeah, but in the middle of his questioning, he fled and murdered his final victim. Prosecutor Marshall. That crime was witnessed by someone too, but luckily Dark was arrested on the spot. So I think that last witness wasn't killed. That last witness. Okay, Emma. About this. Hey, is that? There's a tag attached to it with the label SL-9 incident on it. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of? What are you doing with that? Ever since that case was closed, that knife's been locked away in a locker. One day Detective Goodman was murdered, this suddenly disappeared from the locker. And was found in Mr. Edgeworth's car muffler. That's it! Now I remember what that incriminating piece of evidence was. When you show me that knife, it'll get back to me. Well, was it, Detective? Quick before you forget again. This knife, it was Joe Doc's, wasn't it? That's right. We traced it back to the store he bought it at. Plus, it had his fingerprints on too. But no one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone, right? That's first look right out. When you take a good look at the knife, you'll see it's broken. You don't have to take a good look to notice that. Yeah, well, anyway, take a guess where the broken off tip of the knife was found. That's what did him in. Where was it? The victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it inside his own body. It's found deep inside the stab wound. Did it match Doc's knife? You bet, down to less fiber. That's pretty, conclusive. Stabbed in the back, died from punctured heart and lung. A knife tip was in the wound. Okay. Well, there you have it in a nutshell. No, honestly, you literally missed nothing. It was just talking about the SL-9 incident and what happened. The knife that was the murder weapon in the SL-9 incident was found in Neil Marshall. That's basically it, really. You know, not much else to say, really. You haven't missed anything, so don't worry. That's all I know. Can I ask you one more thing? What is it? If it's money you need, you should have ask Chief Grant. It's not money, but it does concern Chief. His office is a crime scene, right? It's where Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. The Chief's out now and his office is locked. But we'd like to have a look around if that's okay. Well, any detective's ID card can unlock the door. What? Really? But, I mean, if I let a civilian in there, I'd be charged with breach of trust. Breach of trust? Simply put, I'd be canned. Oh. Sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you. How about this ID card? It was Detective Goodman's. That won't work either. The data was deleted the day he died. Oh, So in other words, Gumshoe is our only chance of getting into office. I wonder if there's something we could show him that would make him change his mind. Something we could show him. To change his mind. I'm thinking it's either going to be the King of Prosecutors trophy or the picture. Let me share a little advice with you as a detective. You don't have a clue, keep your trap shut. I'll keep that in mind. Sheesh. It's not that then. You?
Hey, that's it. That's the King of Prosecutors award that Mr. Edgeworth got the other day.
Were you at the award ceremony, Detective Gumshoe?
Of course, pal. I got an award for diligence myself.
Ah, congratulations. I was wondering, why is the award a shield? And why is it broken?
Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later.
Apparently he's forgotten. It's not that. Something we could show the detective to get us into the chief of the inspector's or chief of police office. The SL-9 case files?
I've been studying up on those files. There's nothing wrong with Mr. Edgeworth's presentation. I don't think people are accusing him of injustice. I ain't one for buying it, pal.
You're looking into the case for Mr. Edgeworth?
Yeah, that was a pretty big deal while it was going on, you know? After all, the serial killer was on the loose.
Lana was pretty clear in her confession. She forged evidence in order to prove Joe Dark guilty. It's not that either. Oh! Because didn't they say something about the lucky number 7 card is something to do with like a really high official? Ooh, that'd be interesting then.
That's their ID card record, isn't it?
Yeah. There's only one number left to investigate at 4:20 PM. The victim, Inspector Gadget, must have entered the evidence room along with someone else. Someone with an executive officer number. Yeah, that. 77777777777. That's 1 sound too many, Detective. An executive officer. I just might have a hunch. Can I talk to him now?
No. This ID card belongs to the victim, Inspector Gadget. You can do just about anything these days with a card and secret number. Scary.
It's not scary because you keep dropping your card, Detective Gumshoe.
I forgot my secret number a lot too. I'm scared of myself. But I'm here after all. What can be wrong with that?
I think I'll stay out of this conversation. It's not that. What do I present to him then? It's gotta have something to do with the SL-9 case that I can get into the office. You don't think it's the vase, do you? Because if you look in the background, it's the same vase as this, the jar, but there's the piece missing. So I wonder if we present this, say, hey, can we have a look, see if we're missing pieces? I wonder if he might say yes.
About the jar, I think I've seen it somewhere before.
Somewhere.
Or maybe it's one of those memories people have about previous lives.
It's been one of the most uninformative detective I've ever met.
Something about it makes me feel uneasy. It's like I'm in the chief's office, he's yelling at me.
Chief Gant?
Where could I have seen that before?
Now I present this. No? No, seriously? Seriously. Okay. This? How about this? Hey, is that? No. What do I show him? The rubber glove?
Let me share a little note.
What about the screwdriver then? No.
The bloody handprints? I can't believe Officer Marshall would do something like that.
You know Officer Marshall?
Of course I do. He was like a mentor to me. When I first started out, he even gave me a small cactus.
Really?
He said, Dick, you should listen to all your troubles.
Not a self-detective. Come shoot, talk to a cactus.
Hard to believe he's just a patrolman now. Someone ought to trade places with him. What? Why are you looking at me like that?
Well, can I talk to him now? No. Okay, let's see if I can move somewhere then. Probably go to... Oh, yes. Maybe if I do go to... Let's try... to see if... Oh, hello. I wonder if Edward is back yet. There he is! It looks like he's writing something! Yeah, which you did miss that. I forgot to mention. You did miss that. He was in his meeting. That's why I wasn't talking to Edgeworth, because he was in a meeting, and yeah, we weren't sure when he was going to be back. But he's back. So, what are you doing here? He sure was quick to throw that paper on the floor. Tough day in court, huh? I've had to live the past 2 years with rumours flying about. What's another allegation to me? Cheer up, Edgeworth, I'm rooting for you! That's Edgeworth for you. Always trying to hide his real feelings. So, what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day. There's no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's what it all breaks down to, and nothing I do can erase that fact. But you didn't know, did you? I mean, that the evidence was falsified. The police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my error. My responsibility is the prosecutor in charge. That fact remains the same no matter what excuses I might have. Mr. Edgeworth! I take pride in my work, so tell me why. Why has it all come to this? Even Edgeworth can't keep this kind of emotion bottled up. Are you up for the trial tomorrow? First, last year's trial, and now this one. It seems all you do is worry about me. To be honest, you're getting on my nerves. Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just walk out on the trial. Tomorrow is the last day. It's too late to change prosecutors. I'll bet that's what my superiors are banking on. I never thought that case would come back to haunt me like this. What do you mean? A list of evidence. Ooh, okay, list of evidence. List of evidence. It seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. It's only half as long as most lists? That is odd. After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor for that case. I may not have been part of the investigation, but I knew what I had to do. Here was the evidence I was given to prove this suspect guilty. That was really the only thing on my mind at the time. Say, we just saw a picture taken around that time. That picture? Something seems strange about it. I'm assuming it's the one where they're all there and things like that. Could you tell us again about what happened that day? The day Inspector Gadget was murdered? You were participating in a ceremony with the station, right? I've never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one. Because you were awarded this? Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony. I finished up at the office this morning and drove over to the police department. You finished up at the office? Yes, just starts and ends. Clerical stuff. I didn't plan on returning to the office that day. That is, until I was asked to take something back. Take something back? This. Oh yeah! Chief Cantas used to hold on to that, didn't he? Yes, it was a piece of evidence in that case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office. That's the story you heard yesterday. So you came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to? That's right. I have a feeling now I just present that picture. This picture was hanging on the wall of Chief Gant's office. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He just stopped making a name for himself. It's the sword that does it for me. Because the sword on this picture, and there's a sword in this picture, and yet there isn't a sword in the actual one here. It's the sword, but no one's picking up on it. Oh, and the pot, the jar. Still, looks like this was taken when he received the King of Prosecutors trophy. Speaking of that, there's something that bothers me. Yes? The trophy Mr. Marshall is holding is a little different than yours. Yes, right. Now we pick up on it. Ah, I remember now. You know a lot. That was in the official prosecutor's trophy looked until 2 years ago. Here's a story behind its design. A story? 2 years ago. Interesting that at the same time, the SL-9 case. Seriously? Are they just gonna link everything back to the SL-9 case? Like, seriously? Probably Gant made Edge go back to deliver the body. Yeah. True, you never know. Be interested. I don't know. I don't know. I doubt it. I doubt he would do something like that. I don't know. It'd be interesting though. Sounds interesting. Would you mind telling it to us? It's simple, really. Contradiction. That's the award's based. Well, that's what the award's based on. Contradiction? This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with 2 characters. The first one means halberd, and the second one means shield. Have you heard this story? Me? Oh, sure. Everyone knows that. Why don't you tell it, though? For Anna's sake. Very well. Long ago in the kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant. One day he presented... Why is the music for cross-examination? This is not a cross-examination. What is happening? Just, objection! That story is fake! One day he presented the king with 2 items. The first was a halberd that he claimed could slice through any shield or armor. The second... I don't know either. It's weird. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon. Wait a minute. Seriously? Okay, those claims contradict each other. Very perceptive. But then again, you've heard this story before, right? Anyway, as you mentioned, the very descriptions of these items describe them both. When the king pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless. And thus the Chinese word for contradiction was born. Oh, I see! So the chipped shield and broken knife symbolize... Precisely so. They symbolize the merchant's items. The ancient tale ends with the merchant at a loss for words. But it's in our nature to pursue matters to their conclusion, even if it results in something as ugly as this. Wow, thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. I learned something new today. That's funny. If that's so, then why were you only given a shield? You'll have to ask Chief Gant. But where is he? 2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the shield, part of the ward demolished. Chief Gant. Do you think now... Oh, no, I was going to say, do you think now I can talk to... Gumshoe to talk to Gant? Excuse me? Oh, hello. Would either of you care for a £1/4 of roast beef? A star! I guess she's out of lunches. You certainly are the curious sort, aren't you? Kinda like the first person who sucked a cow's nipple to discover why. Why? Probably, yeah. Be interesting. Just present the shield and just go, hey, we need to talk to... Yeah. Why that, though? Why... Okay, whatever. Still, I never thought you'd go digging up that case from 2 years ago. Everyone in this trial was involved in the SL-9 incident. Not only that, but the murder occurred on the very day the evidence from that case was due for transfer. This can't be attributed to mere coincidence. Aren't you forgetting something? You know the little scene I happened to witness. Yes, the incident Lana started Inspector Gadget with a knife, yada yada yada, we know. No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. The roast beef is meant to be savoured when eaten. Mistar's hatred toward Lana. It all dates back to 2 years ago. Now I talk to you? Joe Dark, that's a name I'll not soon forget, bless you. Oh. Oh, that's disgusting, Vixen! Oh, my cat just sneezed on me! Oh, that's disgusting, Vixen! Oh, Joe died. Yeah, okay, we just read that. Oh, Vixen. We chowed him for half a year. Oh, the pressure. Still, I don't think I was ever more alive than I was then. Those days was steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Transfer evidence day. Ugh, probably Goodman want to open the last 9 isn't. Yeah, I have a feeling Goodman wanted something to do with the SL-9 incident as well. I think that's why he put the glove in, because I think he knew something wasn't right, and he was like, oh well, God forbid if something ever does happen to me, or if they want to just come and go as they please, then, you know, they can have a look at the evidence, blah 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 blah. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Poor old Jake Marshall, though. Must have been going through hell. You mean because of his brother's death? They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate. Oh, all our Sky. My sister! The best of the best proposal on that SL-9 case. Of course they were led by the legendary duo. It's interesting, because the SL-9 case always reverts back to these two. Always. Because it's like, oh, we were on the case, but it was being led by these two. I'm like, it's interesting. Lana and Chief Gant. The legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep our investigation. That's why I was so shocked over how it turned out. You mean, with the forging of the evidence? Don't get me wrong, Joe Dark got what he deserved. Still, it was obviously the evidence produced in court was being manipulated. Items our team never found will suddenly appear while others' items were kept secret. But you don't have proof that it was legal was done. I'm proof enough of what happened. That's that case, all of us saying Goodman were relieved of our duties. Most without even so much as an explanation. Then Scotty transferred to the prosecutor's office and became chief prosecutor. Lana always wanted to be a prosecutor. Now that's quite as simple as it appears. Huh? Lana's Sky was mainly being used as a pawn. As we said, we thought we knew that, didn't we? I think this whole use as a pawn, I think it reverts back to what she said about selling her soul. That's my take about her. She's being used. Damn gets a lot of Sky. Gant led the investigation with Lana the second in command. They're the best. They solved all kinds of cases together, didn't they? Damon Gant's magnetism in particular was almost unreal. His magnetism? By that I mean his ability to attract evidence. He produced the most incredible evidence in the cases he handled. Incredible evidence? You mean... Oh yes, it was about him even back then. No one dared to confront him though. Goodman wanted to transfer evidence, but the ID card lost. Made missing item report to Chief Gant, but Chief Gant went with Goodman to the case again. Yeah. I don't know though. Because if I'm being honest, Gant hasn't said anything about the previous case. I don't like he was close with Lana and Neil and everything like that, but he hasn't really said anything about the case itself. So why would he want to go back to the case? I guess, if that makes sense. I take it she's talking about false evidence. Back then everyone looked up to Lana. All the detectives wanted to be like her. Really? Oh yes, myself included. I was a fool, really. She hated everything crooked and always watched out for other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake. Mr. Marshall, when Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as if she had lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would have ever recovered from the shock. That's what makes it a little more infuriating. You're a star. That's why I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that? Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, did she? Yes, thanks to Chief Gant's powerful influence. Chief? Yeah, that's right. And it's all the SL-9 case, his position as chief was secured. There was only one thing left for him to control. And then no one could stand in his way. Power. Oh. Everything we said yesterday is pretty much spot on. But she didn't need to sell Gant her soul. She already had, he already had her in the palm of his hand. By making sure he was chief. Gant didn't want to open a case again, but Goodman talked about opening a case again, so Gant killed Goodman with that knife. Yeah, but why would Gant not want to? This is the thing. Oh, unless Gant didn't want to because of the forged evidence, therefore potentially losing his power as chief, which again reverts back to the fact that he had Lana in the palm of his hand for power. Ooh, this is interesting. Tell you what, if it's not Gant, I'm going to be shocked. I'm going to be shocked if it's not Gant. What? You mean, that's why Lana was transferred? If he can control the chief prosecutor, he can control the prosecutor's office. That must have been his goal all along. Hence, yeah, okay, so she sold him it, yeah, okay. It's all the puzzle pieces start to be put together now. But how could he control Lana? I don't know, but one thing's for sure. As soon as that case ended, she's never been the same. So not logical to conclude. There must have been a reason for a change. At last, finally getting close to the bottom of this ugly mess. Thank you, Miss Starr. You listen to me, rookie. It takes more than just ingredients to create fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I've been. Right. Now to find that Lumin Chief.
Oh, you're back.
You're still here?
I'm gonna make 150 copies of these files. Burn copying files. I'm turning into a regular DJ.
You're a DJ as well? If I'm not mistaken, I think he means desk jockey. Oh, that DJ!
I'm gonna admire your persistency, but mine's still no.
I'm not letting you
in the chief's office, period. I'll be back in that line.
That office is the last scene in the SL-9 incident. Let's take a look in there. There's gotta be something we can do to make the detective change his mind. Okay, now.
Hey, that's it. That's the king of process.
Yeah, with the course, Pearl, the diligence. Congratulations. There we go, now we're getting something different. Say, this design's based on the old Chinese parable, right?
Oh yeah, everyone knows that. It was this, dragon. Yeah, that's it, dragon. Yeah, the thing for shield, see?
That's not exactly the version we heard.
No, but this one sounds more exciting, man. Anyway, it gets kind of gory after that. I'll spare you the details.
Well, it wasn't that. Seriously? It's knowing what to present. I've been studying presentation and buying a pal for Mr. Edgeworth. Yeah, it's a pretty big deal. After all, Circle doesn't lose. She forged evidence. That's it. I'm missing something. But I don't think it's the handprint because we showed him the handprint. I can't believe Officer Marshall would do something like that. And then he starts talking about the cactus. No. I was thinking it's the knife, but no. The screwdriver because of what Mr. Edgeworth said? Let me show a little advice. Keep your mouth shut. Let's see, can I talk to Lana? No. Right, I actually don't know. Right, I'll have a look. I'm stuck. I genuinely have no idea. It's something to do with the SL-9 case. It has to be. But what it is, I don't know. Don't think it'd be that. Because he showed in the autopsy report. Yeah, da-da-da-da. Right, let's have a look. Oh, hello! Oh. So. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You actually have to be kidding me. I hate this game sometimes. I really do. To get the paper! Oh my god! Fine. I wonder what he was writing before. Come on, Miss Wright, let's take a look! You crazy? There's it right there. Just distract him, I'll check it out. Hey, Edgeworth. Is that the gumshoe out the window there? Oh no, he's falling to the ground. Hold on, first let me see what this girl's doing crawling around my feet. He didn't even look. What? A letter of... If you're having trouble reading, I'll read it for you. It says letter of resignation? Resignation? Edgeworth, you don't mean... I'm tired, Wright. I feel as if something inside me has died. Mr. Edgeworth, none of it is your fault! I know the path I've walked on. You don't need to tell me. And the path I've walked has been just one. I can't forgive myself for what I've done. No one else should forgive me either. Oh, I think he's serious. Mr. Wright, please, you have to do something. Yes, I have resignation. I wonder if I can use it for anything. Come on. This has to be it. Please. Give me this.
What's this crumpled up piece of paper? No way! Mr. Edgeworth can't be serious!
Is he ever not serious?
I can't believe they've pushed him this far!
Mr. Edgeworth really feels responsible!
When I first met him, I thought he was as cold as ice, too.
You're as cold as ice. You're willing to sacrifice our love.
He trusted us detectives to provide him with sound evidence, but we betrayed him.
Detective!
That's it. I've made up my mind.
But...
Here, take my ID card. We can't do that. If someone found out, they wouldn't let you off the hook with a lost item report. Look at me. It's no secret I'm already out of the loop. Yeah, depending on how this case turns out, I may already be as good as terminated.
What?
Hang on, President. What? So, at least let me do this, for Mr. Edgeworth's sake.
Alright, Detective. Thank you. Is that seriously all I had to do? Oh, you have to be kidding me. Oh, I hate this game sometimes. Oh, I really do. It's so vague. How am I supposed to know that? Here goes, Mr. Wright. I don't know. I honestly do not know how. I don't know. Like, here you go, Edgeworth. Here you go, Gumshoe. Here's a letter of resignation. Okay, here's my card. You can go into Chief David Gant's room. Where is the logic? Where is the logic? We're in! I mean, somehow we're in, we don't know, but if we don't find us now, Detective Gumshoe's got her!
If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out. Gah!
What happened? Sorry, I thought you were a ghost!
I didn't even know you could slap a ghost.
Ah, Detective Gumshoe! What are you doing sneaking on us like that?
I wasn't sneaking. I was just something might go wrong. So I came to.
You're here, then what's the point in giving us your ID card? Oh, you've got to be serious. Seriously? We went through all that for him to just be here with us. My mind! It hurts, man! It hurts! Gumshoe's ID crushed and rendered unusable in pocket. Okay, at least we get that. Okay, Gumshoe, you put us through all this. Screw you, I hate you. We're gonna crush your ID card now.
Hey, don't do that to my card.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay.
Hardly ever get a chance to come in here, so I figured I'd have a look around myself. Besides, we're all in this together now.
We're all in this together. I don't know the lyrics to the song, if I'm being honest. You really do want to get fired, don't you?
Oh, if we're lucky. Now come on, let's see what we can find out.
I've got a bad feeling about this. Let's see if we can talk to you, the chief's office. Let's go on the other side of the room. Was that your sister's? Yeah, that's where I was waiting for Lana. On that date, 2 years ago. Is anyone using it now?
No, sir. This is entirely Chief Gant's office now. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene.
That's a strange reason to leave it there.
He leaves it as a warning to anyone else. He wants us to always be alert. He told us so himself at the New Year's party. Of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time.
I see. So ever since Lana left, no one ever touches that desk.
No one except Chief Gant and the cleaning lady who's here each morning.
Still, 2 years have passed since that incident. There can't possibly be any clues remaining.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
You only came here to look around, right? Because of one of the SL-9 crime scenes?
I mean,
That's your only reason for coming here, isn't it?
why do you ask?
You don't think, Nah, you wouldn't be. No. No, there's no way. Never mind, don't worry about it.
Okay. Now then, let's look around a bit more.
Hey, hold on. Not so fast, buddy.
Huh? What is it?
When someone tells you don't worry about it, it's supposed to be bothering you, pal. You don't just let it go at that.
Sorry, this guy's time to get on my nerves. Okay, so what's bothering you?
You don't think Chief Gant might be a suspect, do you?
He's a liminal right to find blood. Yes. And what was the other one? Liminal and this stuff. Fingerprints. No, that one's for fingerprints. What? He's read this right. What do we think of him? Chief Gant. So it's finally come to this. What do I think of him? It's interesting. It's interesting because we don't actually know that much about him, other than he was part of the SL-9 case and he's chief of police. Other than that, we don't really know much about him. Well, apart from he's very overpowering, I guess. Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings. Yet.
Here you go. Ignore me again.
Now let's have a look. Right. He was taken that day 2 years ago. The day Joe Dark ran out of the questioning room and tried to kill Emma.
After receiving his award trophy, Mr. Marshall took a picture here and went along with Chief Gant's question Dark. I bet I never knew he'd be dead a few hours later.
Gee, you think? Problem is, what do I need to look for? This is the real deal, isn't it? Is there in these weapons?
Sure is, pal. The Chief doesn't care for magicians.
There's a pipe broken down his armor. Do you know how many taxpayer dollars must have gone into this room? What? You mean you're paying for this? That's it. I'm not paying for 1 cent of my taxes. You don't have any taxes to pay.
Shh! Be careful what you say. Who knows? The Chief might be hiding in this armor as we speak.
That's safe. The safe could be an idea. I don't think he'd fit in there. Even if he did, we'd never be able to get back out.
Cut it out. You guys don't know how scary that guy can be.
This is a safe, isn't it?
Safe? That word is ripe with intrigue.
Okay, if you say so. It looks like a code needs to be entered in this file to open it. You don't think 7-digit number? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ah! Are there any dashes? There isn't. Oh, how many 7s are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There is. There's 7 7s.
Do you know what it is?
I have a hunch.
Oh, I know.
I was going to say the 7 7s.
You wanted to try my birth date? It's,
I have a better idea. Here goes nothing. Input code. Please.
Yes! Oh, yes!
Get in! Ah, I was thinking it was this, the memo, but there's only 6 numbers, and the only thing I could think of that also had numbers was this. Oh, hell yes. Bingo! What number did you enter?
Whose birthday was it, pal?
77777777. The final ID card on the record. What? Number of the mysterious executive officer who entered the room that day.
You mean 77777777777 the ID number?
I think you're 1 7 shy this time.
It's can only mean one thing. That's Chief Gant's ID number.
Say, you don't care to look inside?
Is there any money in there? How much do you have such a way?
Look, it's it's the missing piece. It's the missing piece of the jar. Oh my god, everything is coming together. Oh, it's gotta be Chief Gant. It has to be. This somehow looks familiar. Where have I seen this before? There's something else in here too. A handprint? What's this? It's a piece of leather cloth. Oh, that's interesting. This is a handprint, isn't it?
Hey, I saw some more in the store like that once. You think the chief made up the design?
I don't think so.
Oh, well, it was just a thought.
Is that it? Is that all that was in the safe? Apparently so. It's empty now.
A piece of cloth with a handprint on it, and a broken shot from a cup.
They look like pieces of evidence.
Yeah, but unless you can prove they have something to do with this case, I'm afraid I can't just let you take them. After all, it's my neck on the line here.
Great. Now I need to prove their relevancy to get them. How are these two items relevant? I'm not sure about the cloth. Come on, let's get me something we can show the detective. I'm not sure about the cloth. Not move. What could the cloth be? Detective Gumshoe, could you have another look at this jar?
I remember when the three of us put that bottle back together.
Oh, those were the days. It's kind of early to be nostalgic. Wasn't this sure a piece of evidence from that case?
That's right, one of the shots had an SL-9 incident sticker on it.
Doesn't this ring any bells? You know, that fragment we just found?
You mean this one? That was just in the safe?
Yeah, that one. That was in the safe.
Now they mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. Let's see if it fits.
Here, let me see that shot. I'll take a crack at this.
Go ahead, pal. Show us what a rookie can do.
Mr. Wright, here's some glue. If I can piece this together again, it'll prove Chief Gant was knowingly hiding evidence. Leather cloth, huge hook, probably from nail vest. Oh, actually, no. No, this is electrics. You cannot claw this. No, bad Vixen. It could be though. That'll be interesting. Here goes. Whee! So what I find interesting is the blood splatter is really interesting pattern. There, it's like a charm. That of course means Chief Gant willingly and knowingly hid a piece of this jar in his safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SL-9 incident.
But, hey guys, get a load of this.
What is it?
This piece of it you just attached is different from the others.
There's a reddish line on it. A reddish line. Has blood.
I don't get it. Why would Chief Gant hide this in his safe?
Can we talk now? No. But if we possibly present this,
If I'm fired,
that Emma. What about Emma?
If I'm fired, I won't be able to give you any information. So that's why I have to get it out of my system now. You understand, don't you?
Don't be so negative, Detective. You want us to share information, though.
Oh, who am I fooling? I've never had anything useful to share to begin with.
Got to stay positive. Okay, let's try examine. The blood splat on the blood. Oh! Can we present it, do you think?
I feel a lot better now this job's complete.
But really, this is another question. What was a piece of it doing in this chief's safe?
More importantly, why wasn't there any money in there? Isn't that what safes are for anyway?
I don't think the outcome of tomorrow's trial might just hinge on this. Can I? No, I don't want to do that. I want to present.
Hey, I just pulled some stuff of that stuff. Now I can go around detecting blood traces too.
Oh, is that new type? I've never seen that before. And 3 inches to your base height. Base height? Hey, let me see that. Looming tall. New and improved growth formula.
You mean this can't detect any blood traces?
Well, it's not quite same thing as luminol.
So that's why the lady at the counter had that smirk on her face.
Seriously? Okay, what about fingerprints? Can I fingerprint test? Lieutenant Gumshoe, I'd like to have a look at this.
Hey, I know what that is. So I want to take some fingerprints.
That's right, I did it, Detective.
Alright, let's go to town. Sheesh. What are you doing? Why are you sticking out hell like? Go ahead, take my fingerprints.
It's not your fingerprints we want to take.
Huh?
Well, this isn't the time for jokes. We're talking about that cloth we found on the sink. Aha! Ah, that's what we had to present for the cloth.
Oh, I knew that. The one with the handprint on it, right? Sheesh, where's your sense of humor?
The problem is it's really faded. That's the only issue I have it. Okay, Mr. Wright, let's check for prints. Sprinkle the powder on the cloth. Then, once they've been absorbed into the prints, blow the rest away. What are you, like, Mom? I don't have to be told a million times. Right, let's get this over and done with. Alright, and just go for this general area. Boom. Boom. I gave it my best shot. I got the result won't be any good for matching prints, will it? But there's not a clear result from this print. Yeah, let's try a different finger then. Let's just this one then. Because it seems to be the strongest fingerprint. Like that. And then if we just dust it a bit more, boom. Let's have a look. Not you, not you, not you, not you, not you. You? Possibly? Okay, maybe not. Looks like that's clear this time. Yeah, move. What? Oh, come on. The one that happened right here in this room, she's right. We should take the fingerprints of everyone who was here on that day.
Where I see it, there's a higher power at work here. You just gotta have faith.
It's not Gant. It's not Meekins. Won't be Jake. Won't be Bruce. Won't be Dick. It's not Lana, as we figured. Emma's? Really? Emma's? Why? No. How can this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing here? Hey, you found a match! Whose fingerprints were they? Huh? Oh, it seems the fingerprints are too old. How clear enough to get a match. Oh, that's too bad. I thought they'd be Doc's prints.
Psst. Hey, you over here. What's going on here? What are the kids' prints doing on the inside of Chief's safe?
Don't ask me. Let's just keep this information from Emma from now.
Here, maybe you should hold on to this.
What? I mean, she'd be 14 at the time. But even so. It's not like she's like 6 and not having a clue what she's doing. Let's try... This was Lana's desk. It sure is tiny. Tiny. Lana always used to be meticulous cleaner. There's not any speck on... There's not any dust on it. It looks like someone's still keeping it clean. Does Lana ever even come back here?
No. Chief Game must still keep a clean memory of our partnership. It was the stuff legends are made of.
Does he keep it in memory of her or in memory of the crime?
The Chief's slogan sure is a sight to behold. Guessing we heard playing it from the Criminal Affairs Department.
That's on the 2nd floor, and this is the 15th floor of an entirely different building. Try to find Gant's note.
When a detective screws up, the Chief calls them back to his office and makes them listen for the Chief organ for hours.
What's so bad about that? He's as good as a soul.
As of that, the detective can't hear anything for days except for the ringing in her ears. So it's an instrument of punishment, really, literally.
But are the Chief's ears affected?
He never listens to anyone anyway. That's besides the point.
Trying to find Gant's note. What do you mean? Wow, Linus has Chief Gant's desk. Speaking of that, when were you here earlier?
Oh, it's you two, Chief Gant!
He put that paper he's reading on his desk. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, I actually forgot about that. I wonder what he's reading.
It looks like a list of evidence.
List of evidence?
In most cases, a list was twice as long as this, though.
Hey, look at the case name.
Huh? SL-9 incident? I wonder what this is doing here.
Hold on, Detective. What did you just say?
I said, wonder what...
No, about the evidence lists. Normally they're twice as long. But Edgeworth had... Oh. So Damon and Edgeworth... So Gant and Edgeworth had the same list, but the different halves. Why?
That's right. I guess it wasn't a lot of evidence.
A half says list of evidence.
The list of evidence.
It seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. Look, do you want to go out? We're just crawling about. Go on out then. What would the other half of the list be doing here? I knew it. The chief must be hiding something about that case. It would appear so. It was ripped in half, so this is part of what we've got.
Well, was that any help?
Of course. Thanks to your ID card, we were able to get some hard evidence. I wonder what it says. Oh, it's just a list. Oh, hello. That's an artist sketch. Ooh. But how is that possible? That would mean someone other than Emma was at the scene of the crime. Most likely Gant. Ooh, okay. I wonder what that means then. I'm assuming this is Gant.
No, that's not very kind, is it? In other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, it would have been useless. Oh, yes, listen. Isn't that right? He with the coat. Chief Gant.
We didn't think you'd be back so soon.
Fortunately, I'm the man who believes in science.
Probably Emma's art. Yeah, but Emma passed out. Didn't she? She felt unconscious. Unless she did it pretty quickly, she passed out, didn't she? Ooh.
I was just walking to my meeting. I happened to look out a window and saw a street dog run into a pole. And I thought it was from detective. Do you mean me, sir? Now then, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to leave.
Yes, sir. Sorry.
Oh, you and the coat. Me, sir? Drop off your ID on the way out. You won't be needing it anymore. But, sir... Now get out. Yes, sir.
Well, we are on our way out too, then.
Wait, you, the one with the spiky hair. Don't go yet.
Me, sir? What's the one with Emma? What?
I'd like a word with you.
Why, because she's Lana's sister? Why? This is getting really weird. The problem is there's more answers. We're getting answers, but we're getting more questions as well. But sir, I'm not listening to you this way here.
You're free to go.
Mr. Wright!
Look, pal, if I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. The chief's office is off limits. But no, you just had to go sneaking in there like that, didn't you?
I thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired.
Yeah, but if I knew it'd be like this, I never would have said it.
Get to chief office is crime. Yeah. Go to chief office is crime. It's interesting. Oh, plus. Oh no, I don't know. I was going to say, because there was also the blackout, wasn't there? And she only saw what happened with the flash of lightning, but... This is interesting. Now that I've seen the evidence Chief Gant was hiding in his office, I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. But why has she kept eerie silent about it all this time?
Anyway, you listen to me. I'm gonna try smooth things over with Chief again. Later, pal.
So now I'm back on my own. Now to that end, remember, she said the police wants to ask you some questions, so she'll be busy for the rest of the day. I see, so the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning. It's no use thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day of court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here. But I've already told you all I can. What you've told me over these past couple of days is absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing. Really? I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said that I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman. Inspector Gadget, rather. You know, I think I finally figured it out. I know who it is that's lurking behind your words. Mia did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. It seems Edgeworth was right. Edgeworth? Once you're convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term he used, I believe. That's why I tend to get her to tell me the rest of the story. I've had to admit, I was a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you were unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you were incapable of doing so because of a certain individual, which would be Gant. What an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say? So you think I'm protecting this person? Protecting? No. I think it's more afraid of is more like it. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to be silenced. For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, whom, may I ask, is this person you're speaking of? The one I am supposedly frightened of. What is this person's name? Well, Mr. Guy? Mr. Wright, you are addressing the Chief Prosecutor. Do not forget your place. I take it she's still not ready to spill beans. My apologies. Could you please tell me a bit more what you think you know? We were partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective. Assuming he is respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes? His crimes? Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did, specifically hiding and forging evidence. Of course, these are serious offences. Why is it that Chief Gant's name was never mentioned? Chief Gant? Edgeworth didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered with the evidence was me. I had access because I was second in command of that investigation. Yes, you, but also one other. Damon Gant. If you intend to accuse Chief Gant, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Gant's falsified evidence in that case. Take that! I just found this in a safe in the Chief's office. This jar piece and this piece of cloth. Do you know what these are? They're pieces from evidence of the SL-9 incident. I.e., the person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Gant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him? Touché, Mr. Wright. It's as you surmised. I cannot disobey the Chief's orders. Even if it means being found guilty for murder. Why not? Come now, Mr. Wright, you can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate. In the order of Detective Goodman. Or perhaps I should say follow orders. Yeah, that's more accurate than cooperate. Although I can't tell you the details, I can say that I was given an order that day. I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. You'll find it inside the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car. Wait. What do you mean? So he did the murder and she was disposing of it? Or he did the murder and it was already in Edgeworth's car before he got there? Be interesting. Just as I suspected, despite what everyone believes, you are not the one who murdered Detective Goodman. Correct. I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. The trunk's lock was broken. I discovered the murder weapon was while inspecting the body. The murder weapon? You mean Edgeworth's knife? No. When I found the body, this was the knife stuck in it. A knife from the SL-9 incident. Serial killer Dark's knife. I couldn't just leave that knife in him. So I took it out and stabbed him with another knife. That would be Edgeworth's knife. That's right. Even though he's already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand. And that is the reason for the bandage on your right hand. Yeah. Seems I got blood on the victim's shoes as well. And then... she saw me. Just as I plunged the knife in. Miss Starr, huh? But why? Because if Goodman was already dead, why would you need to stab him again? Okay, granted, the knife would be a massive clue, but still, why did you need to hide Dark's body so much? This is getting interesting. I took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with. I didn't ever want it to be opened again. My intent was to prevent that. By whatever means possible. So, you hid Dark's knife. The weapon used to stab Detective was evidence in the Joe Dark case. If word got out, which it would, the reporters would have a field day with it. So you wrapped the knife in your scarf and hid it. In Edgeworth's exhaust pipe. Right, then I called my sister. To tell her what happened and to ask her to hide the knife. I was inside my muffler. You asked Emma? I didn't want anyone on the force to know about this. That would explain why Emma is so confident. About Lorna's innocence. Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day. A bad feeling? The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gant, the first thing I did was make a phone call. Here we are again. Yeah! I love this song way too much, man. A phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall. To Marshall? Why else would you call him? The lead investigator for the SL-9 incident had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden. I needed help. He was the only person I could trust. Or at least, thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went off on an escapade of his own. Oh, you mean, not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands. He disguised himself as a Detective Goodman and tried to steal the evidence. He had already stolen the ID card, but it seems he still hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he had must have disappeared. So your phone call caused the incident to the evidence room. I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. But Lana, You've earned my respect, Mr. Wright. Both as a defense attorney and an investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow. Tomorrow's trial. There's only one way I could drive off Lana's demons. I've got to get to the bottom of everything. Detective Goodman's real murderer. And when we went down to the police office 2 years ago, this is getting spicy. Do. I'll do a little more. Little more. Oh, I've already done that. Trial former. February 25th, 9:47 AM. District Court, defendant number 2. This is a defendant, might be alright, but there's no defendant. I've been trying to reach Lara all morning. Where could she be? Where's Emma, for that matter? It almost seems as if... I'm afraid that's going to be gumshoe.
Something's been happening behind the scenes.
Oh, hello Edgeworth. I wasn't expecting you. Edgeworth! Knowing you, you've already figured it out. Who the owner of the 7777777 ID number is, that is. Well, I have a pretty strong hunch. Looks like I'm not the only one who's figured it out. You know the reason this charge didn't reach a verdict yesterday is because there was still room for doubt regarding this ID record. If that number does belong to whom you suspect, then no doubt will remain. After all, he hasn't yet officially been charged with anything. True. Not yet. In any event, once all doubt has been removed from that list, I can call it ruling for a ruling. 5 minutes, right? Chief Prosecutor Sky will be found guilty. But she didn't do it! I figured you'd say it much. That's why I came here, to hear what you have to say. This is the first time he's ever done something like this. Lana's hiding something, and now the only way we'll ever know the truth is to draw it out of her. The truth. And it goes back to the SL-9 incident. Don't be stupid. Today's the last day of the trial. You don't have time to reminisce about the past. That depends on you. If she's found guilty, you'll lose your only chance to find out what really happened. I'll think about it. See you in court, right? I have a feeling Edgeworth has no idea either. I think he knows what they are about the ID card and a little tiny bit about Gant, but I don't think he knows much. I still think he was basically kept in the dark by the police officers and things like that. If I'm ever going to find out what Chief Gant has on her, it's now. 10 AM. Let's have a look then.
Court is now at hand for the trial of Miss Lana Sky.
The defence is ready, Your Honour. The prosecution is ready, Your Honour.
Normally this is when the prosecution puts forth his opening statement, but before that, Police Chief has a proposal to make.
Oh God, of course he does. Of course he does. Chief Gant? Well, here we go.
Morning, folks. How's everyone be doing? Eddie? Oh, gee, been back on the pool yet? No, I've been drowning enough as it is in my work. Oh, that's a good one. Don't think I can top that.
Time to take Demon down. We're just gonna call him Demon now. Damon the Demon. Damon the Demon. That's what I'm gonna call him now. Damon the Demon. If you don't mind me asking, Chief, what exactly is this proposal of yours? Come on, Demon.
Lana, that is to say the defendant, has asked me if she could speak directly to the court.
Why you? She wants to do what?
Having heard what she intends to say, I feel she should be granted her request. In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and effort.
Okay, guess we're not taking down Demon. I guess we're taking down Lana. What was the point in that, then? I'd like to just make one small request and I'll be finished.
Well then, what's your request?
Yeah, I'd like to put an immediate end to this trial. Huh? confess to all charges against me. On February 21st of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman in the underground parking lots of prosecutor's office. No, Lana!
Objection!
You can't! Your Honor, the defendant's claim does not change the defense's plea. In that case, Mr. Wright, I no longer require your services. Oh, no. Wait, is it a bit late for that? Blonner! Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney. The prosecution may lack direct evidence against me, but it has sufficiently proven its case through testimony and circumstantial evidence. God damn it, man! I would like you to render your verdict now, if you would please. But surely it's too late to forfeit the attorney. We've been going for 2 days now. Surely it's a bit too late for that.
Well, the defendant certainly has the right to self-representation. Her request is legally valid, although it is an unprecedented situation.
Seriously?
Indeed, it appears there's no further need to continue this trial, even if Mr. Wright may feel otherwise.
This can't be happening. No!
It appears the time for this verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant.
Objection!
Objection!
There we go. Hello, Edgeworth. One moment, Your Honour. That was quick. One moment, Your Honour.
Mr. Edgeworth?
The prosecution has not proven the defendant guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Any ruling at this stage would certainly be premature.
Come now, Edworthy. I understand this is a difficult time for you. Why don't you just be a good little boy and keep your mouth shut,
I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Gant.
What?
Creating another fabrication to cover up your past mistakes. Sorry, but I'm not I'm no longer the naive little boy you would have me be. With this sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes.
Some kind of deal? Not everyone operates as you do, Worthy.
I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its first witness.
Oh? To whom?
As its first witness, the prosecution would like to call Miss Emma Sky. I request the court hears her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, I am exercising my right to self-representation. I don't think we need to continue. I don't care what you think, Miss Sky. The exposure of truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it would be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it.
Ooh.
Is this going to be like a whole nother... Is this going to be like another Von Karma thing again? Because if you missed, Von Karma basically it's just abolished all the rules and went, no, you're going to say this, this and this, and leave this out. We're going to fabricate this evidence. We're going to fabricate this testimony. And he would literally do it in every trial.
Very well. The courts will grant the prosecution's request.
And that was in the last case that we did.
That's okay with you, right, Chief Gant? Worthy, you live to regret it. Mark my words.
Miss Emma Sky, please take the stand. Looks like Edgeworth has decided to take the horse by the reins. Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. My name is Emma Sky. My occupation, I'm Lana's little sister and I want to be a scientific investigator. 2 years ago, you encountered the serial killer Joe Dark of the Joe Dark killings. Is this correct? Yeah. I'm trying my hardest to forget about that, though. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to recall those events one more time.
Mr. Whiteworth, please remember this trial concerns the murder of Detective Goodman. Is an incident that resolved 2 years ago really all as relevant?
Yes, it most certainly is.
Well, okay then. I guess that's the end of that. Okay then.
He sure gave it fast. Now, Manfred, the Mentor of Dark. Yes, Manfred von Karma, the Mentor of Darkness. So you got Damon the Demon and Manfred the Mentor of Darkness. Oh, we are coming with some great nicknames here. We are coming up with some great nicknames. Oh, please testify about what happened to you 2 years ago. The trip to yesteryear has finally begun. It's bound to lead the truth behind this trial. I was waiting in my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Now Marshall rescued me, but I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest.
It's a good thing you weren't harmed.
I passed out. I don't remember much.
That's understandable. Please tell Mr. Richards. What does this testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder?
That will soon become apparent, Your Honour. You've got to admire him for his courage, considering he has
no evidence. Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination.
I think the cross-examine we shall leave. They'll save the cross-examination for the next episode. But if you guys did enjoy this episode, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. We're coming to, hopefully, in theory, the end of episode 5 of the first game. But if you guys did enjoy this episode, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. It really does help. Click the bell icon down below to be notified when I live stream or upload a video. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!